tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. But welcome in. Welcome in. Glad to be here with you. Happy Friday. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful conversation today where we're talking about how to use sexual sovereignty to escape from narcissistic abuse. Or you could say escaping narcissistic abuse through sexual sovereignty. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Knowing that sex is a trap or can be a trap. So let's get into it today and see where it lands us. But welcome aboard. And for those who are just joining, we're going to be talking about how narcissistic abuse enables you to use sexual sovereignty to escape, or how you escape narcissistic abuse through sexual sovereignty. So come on in, tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody, and it's going to be a very exciting conversation. I look forward to connecting with you on this. And so come on in, tell somebody to tell somebody. We're going to be talking about how you escape narcissistic abuse through sexual sovereignty, right? How you escape narcissistic abuse through sexual discipline and sexual awareness and sexual discipline. This is what we're going to be talking about today. So come on in and get comfortable and know that we're doing a very, very deep dive. And Alex Manasharia, please, this is not the place for this kind of conversation. This conversation is strictly for empaths who are interested about escaping from narcissistic abuse. So please, no more messages to Alex Manasharia because this is bordering on harassment. But for those who are interested in the topic, today, yes, Red Fashion, I'm back. Glad you're here too. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. We're going to be talking about how to use sexual discipline or sexual sovereignty to escape from narcissistic abuse. Okay? So that's what we're going to be talking about. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. And welcome. Glad to be here with you. It's going to be a wonderful exposition where we're going to be doing a deep, deep dive on sexual energy and narcissistic abuse, right? How to escape from narcissistic abuse with sexual discipline, sexual clarity. So come on in, tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. This affects every adult, any adult who's been through narcissistic abuse. At some point, you have an intimate relationship that is narcissistic. And the question becomes, how do you escape narcissistic abuse? Hey, Sam, welcome in. How do you escape narcissistic abuse through sexual sovereignty? So if you've ever been trapped in narcissistic abuse, this is what we're going to be talking about today. So come on in, tell somebody, tell the whole world, anyone who can benefit from this, tell them this is what we're getting into today. We're going into the truth of how sex is used as a tool for narcissistic control and how you can escape narcissistic abuse through sexual sovereignty, right? So we're going to get started in just a minute. Come on in. Wonderful to be here with you. And hope you're ready for this really deep conversation where we're going to get into how you escape from narcissistic abuse through sexual sovereignty. You get me? Through sexual sovereignty. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So let's get started. It's 9:00 on the West Coast. So let's get started, right? And we're going to get into it. So the topic, as I mentioned, is seeing sex as a trap and how celibacy or disciplined approach using sex can help you escape from narcissistic abuse. So for starters, we know that in every culture, in every time, in every lineage, sex was known as sacred, very sacred, until it was weaponized, until the sacred nature of sex was commodified, and until your life force was stolen. So welcome to the Truth Decoded. This isn't about shame. This is not about abstinence. This is about energy sovereignty, right? And today we're going to dissect how narcissists use psychic sex as a psychic leash, how narcissists use sex as a psychic leash, and how celibacy can free the empath, purify the empath's field, and launch you into your divine mission. So let's start with understanding sex as a trap in narcissistic abuse. How is sex used as a trap in narcissistic abuse? First of all, when a narcissist targets you, they don't want sex. They don't. What they actually want is access. Therefore, sex is the portal. Sex opens up your energy field and it lowers your psychic firewall. Sex bypasses your intellect and speaks directly to your somatic memory. And in trauma science, this is called the limbic override, right? And when intimacy mimics safety, your brain drops its guard. Grand rising, greetings to you. And you bond with the abuser through a mechanism that evolved for survival, right? I'm so sorry, I beg this happened to you, right? And if I'm good to see you, we're going to take you on video very soon. So let me go deeper. Sex and oxytocin as bonding. Oxytocin is a bonding chemical. There's research done by a researcher called Dr. Sue Carter. And what she found was that oxytocin creates deep bonding, especially in women. And it links trust to physical contact. It doesn't distinguish between healthy and abusive partners. Therefore, in a narcissistic cycle, Tracy, you feel bonded to someone who harms you. Withdrawal causes panic, and re-engagement with this sexual partner feels euphoric, even addictive. Now, let's go even further. In esoteric traditions, particularly whether it's Tantra or Yoruba or Vodun, every sexual act leaves an imprint in your auric field. Every sexual act leaves an aura in your auric field, and a part of your energy remains tethered to the other person. This is not a metaphor, even though it sounds like a metaphor. It's physics. This is subtle body physics. And repeated sexual engagement with a narcissist leaves implants. And these implants are parasitic programs that affect your thoughts and emotions. It also leaves what are called residual cords. And these residual cords are energetic links that siphon your life force after breakup. Right? I know what you mean, backup Arthur. And then it also leads to astral interference. What is astral interference? Your dreams, you have sexual visitations in your dreams, you have psychic attacks, and so forth. And you have to realize that the narcissist runs an economy of depletion, meaning your orgasms are transactions. You leave the act tired, confused, and shame-filled, whereas the narcissist leaves energized because they siphon your energy. I'm so glad you don't have those dreams anymore. And Arabic, this incident took me by surprise and I'm hurt by this. However, I'm aware of what happened and why the pain of it is devastating to my soul. That's exactly it. So compare what I just shared with you to Tantra, where when in Tantra, both partners rise in vibration. Whereas in narcissistic sex, it is vampiric. It's not union, it's energy harvestation, right? So this is how the narcissist uses sex. This is Ellie, how you doing? This is how the narcissist uses sex. Sex is a transactional access to your sovereignty. You see? So anytime you're tethered to the narcissist sexually, they are harvesting your energy. So what is the role of celibacy in this? And you've been celibate for 6 years. That's incredible. And I congratulate you. So what celibacy actually is, and you may use sexual celibacy not throughout your journey, but in periods in your journey, right? And what it actually is it's not fear, it's not sexual repression, it's not about religion. Celibacy is a technology. It's almost like going on a spiritual fast, a hormonal reset, even a psychic firewall. And really what celibacy is the intentional withholding of sexual engagement for the purpose of energy redirection, spiritual clarity, and field purification. Of course, they're not committed to you. They're only harvesting you, our Bang 9. Now, there's another benefit to celibacy, and celibacy is about biological regeneration. What do I mean? There are significant studies that show that men, particularly, who abstain from ejaculation for 7 to 14 days show significant testosterone increases and heightened brain activity. Some call it semen retention. And women who abstain for a period report increased intuition, right? Exactly. It's a bio reset, emotional regulation, and boundary clarity, right? Also, celibacy, when used strategically, activates your Kundalini system. In other words, energy rises from the root chakra to the crown, therefore unlocking your spiritual gifts, right? This is what happens. And don't worry if you've not been celibate or you're still having situationships. This is no judgment. I'm just giving you the technology, right? So just be safe and open. And I have to say that celibacy in ancient Egypt, where initiates were trained in retaining their life force, circulating their energy, and using orgasms for astral travel and prophecy. Am I making sense? You've written 3 books in celibacy. That is incredible. What are your books about, Tracy? I want to talk to you soon. Now, just tell me I'm not just making this up or here just trying to talk about something that doesn't make sense, Space Indigo. Tell me, Space Indigo, right? So what celibacy actually does is it clears all your energetic cords to these narcissists. And each week you restore your fragments of your soul that have been taken away into wholeness. And each month, if you abstain for a period, you strengthen your auric field. That's incredible. Fairy tales and sci-fi. Great job, Tracy King. Everybody check out Tracy King's books. And particularly after you've abstained for a while, when you use this strategically. And abstinence could be 1 week, it could be 6 months, it could be 6 years. It's all up to you. You begin to have clearer dreams, you have deep meditation states, and you have a natural repulsion from toxic people, right? So it's important that you choose the kind of abstinence or celibacy structure that works for you. For, like I said, for some, it can be a week, it can be 21 days, it can be 40 days, it can be 90 days, whatever works for you. And when you do this, it's important to be clear on why you're doing it. You see, be clear on why you're doing it, because sex with a narcissist is a trap. You see, the narcissist will impress you with their sexual prowess initially. They would impress you with the fantasies that they can play out. They'll impress you with kind of being risque even. And that's all part of the spell to entrap you so they can harvest you. It sets the focus, Yvonne. You're right. And this is what happens when your sexual energy is compromised. So the narcissist would use your sexual energy to harvest your energy for their benefit to regulate themselves. And that's why sex with a narcissist can feel exciting, can feel uncomfortable sometimes, right? We are focused on what we achieve. It's true. It can feel exciting, it can feel mind-blowing, and it can also induce feelings of shame or strangeness. This is what happens. And I know this is not a very comfortable topic for many, but 14 years, did I stay so long? Because I was sensitive to his touch and tone of his voice. You are under a spell, Arbang. And you can ask the question on video once we get to that in a couple of minutes, right? But this is how it is used. So we're talking about celibacy and sexual energy, not in a religious sense, but in an energetic sense, right? In an energetic sense, to realize that your body is sacred, right? Your body is sacred. This is your portal. This is your temple. And if you're going through a spiritual purification process, it is important that whoever has access to your body is on a similar wavelength. But, let's be honest. We're all adults and we all have needs and things happen. And that's what it is. I got attached to him. I told him and he said that it was his intention. Of course. Because this is how he gets into your energetic field. It is spiritual currency. You're absolutely right. Right? So this is the whole thing. And for those who want to ask questions on TikTok and Instagram, just invite yourself to video or request a video. And we can get some discussions. And on YouTube, just keep the questions in the text and we can answer them. But this is what happens, right? And it's important to realize that sex is power. It's not play. because we've been taught to treat the holiest energy as casual entertainment. But sex is sacred. And it's also important to realize that every act of sex is an invocation, is an agreement, is a spell. You see, he always used to whisper in my ear, best sex ever, when he thought I was sleeping after Amy. Oh my, that is so archetypal, let's say. And let me talk about, Yvonne, you talk about sex as spiritual currency. It is right. Because celibacy is economic rebellion. You exit the system of sexual capitalism and you stop being a resource where you transact your sex for love or mutuality or shared bills or what have you, right? Your body becomes your sanctuary and your kundalini and divine purpose are activated, because without sexual leaks, your life force magnetizes your purpose. And you attract aligned clients, projects, lovers even. Thank you, I am Holy Mystic. You awaken your archetype as the priestess, the oracle, the healer, the queen, the king. These are not just metaphorical titles. It's coming into your divine nature to realize that you are worthy. So we've been lied to and we've been drained, but you now know the truth that you are not dirty. I'm not dirty. We are divine. You're not a victim. I'm not a victim. You're a vessel just like I am. And celibacy is not the end of pleasure. It's the beginning of power. You don't belong to these narcissists, or they think you are. You're just waking up to your strength and the truth of who you are. You see, this is the whole kit and caboodle. So when you wake up in this way, you have reclaimed your own energy, your own sexual prowess. Hi, Tracy, how you doing?
Oh, wow. I've had about, I'd say since I was 17
Yep.
up until, from 17 to about 30 when I broke up with them, but I've had them pursue me all my life because I'm a chosen vessel. I think that was, and I didn't know who I was. So I had to learn about myself through scriptures, through my relationship with God, but they've always pursued me and they've always taken from me and drained me and made me feel worthless.
Wow.
And now I know how to deal with them now. I've got power over them. They have nothing over me.
Oh,
but it's taken me a whole lifetime to recognize these people. These people are actually demons sent from hell to destroy. They come to steal, kill, and destroy. I'm telling you, I know them.
You're right.
But I tell you what, it's taken me a lifetime. And my relationship with God and Jesus and scripture and everything and meditation and yoga and travel around the world and everything to learn about these demons. They're demonic.
Wow. Wow.
If you let them in your life, they will destroy you and they'll walk away. They will
Wow.
actually kill you.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
These are destroyers.
So let me.
They come to kill and they come to still kill and destroy.
I feel the fire, my dear sister. I feel it, and I'm right there with you.
Honestly, I've been working on these people. They pursued me since when I was 17. I had a relationship for 18 years, and then I kept having more and more relationships with them. They don't go away. They keep coming, and they come to you in your dreams as well. They
do.
Leave you alone. They pursue you in your dreams.
They do. So tell me this. How did you have the strength to become celibate? Just walk us through that, because this could help or save somebody listening to you.
To be honest, what happened is the last relationship I had was with someone who was narcissistic, and I said to myself, that's it. I don't want any more relationships now. I need to now stay on my own and work through my own issues. I've had people pursue me since in the last 6 years, trying to cut, and I said no. So I kept saying no, and I'm glad that I've said no, because they're all narcissists. All I'm ever going to get in my life is narcissists, because they can see my light and they like empaths, because empaths are supply.
That's true. That's true. And you mentioned, since you went celibate, what have you accomplished?
I've written 3 books.
What?
I'm someone I've done lots of academic study, but I've never read like fairy tales. But I read the Bible, and it gave me lots of inspiration to write magical fairy tale. I wrote 3 books, and my books are going to be in the British Library. And also, my son's a teacher. They're actually in his school. This is because I don't give away my energy. Since, honestly, my thinking and the way I see life is on another level. Since I am not, these people was, the narcissist I was with, he laughed at me when I told him I was writing. He said to me, I read more books in 1 week than you have read in your entire life.
What?
He's a narcissist, yeah.
The gaslighting.
His dad was a Freemason, so
yes.
say no more. You have to be careful with people. dad was a Freemason. That was a red flag. Freemasons. This is like dealing with the devil.
I know the Freemasons quite well. I've been there. I know
his dad is a Freemason.
Yeah.
So there was a demonic entanglement from the beginning.
Yeah.
So I believe that was it. So anyway, as I say, since I've not had a relationship for 6 years, I've used all that energy creatively. I've sat down and I've trained myself how to creative write. And I've written 3 books. I've just finished like the last book. Well, they've been finished, but I'm actually putting it up a TikTok shop. But I'm really pleased that I've done this in my lifetime. It's a big accomplishment to write magical fairy tale books. I can't believe I did this.
And you said these books are going to be in which library? I want you to say it again.
They're going to be in TikTok shop, and they're also in the British Library in London.
In which library?
British Library.
Say it like you mean it. Where?
The famous British Library in London.
Where? Which one? Which one?
Well, I've written 3 books. Boys Are Amazing book. So it's a sci-fi book. One of the stories is about a boy who lacks confidence, and he finds a stone, and a stone transports him to ancient Egypt, where he meets with King Tutankhamun, who's a very sickly frail child.
You know,
that's by his father.
By just what you just said, I know who you are. I know who you are. Do you know who you are, or should I tell you?
I know who I am. I know who I am.
You are Sekhmet.
Okay. What does that mean?
You are one of the greatest queens from ancient Egypt, because you would never write a book about ancient Egypt unless you had a direct connection to it.
Yeah, my dreams, honestly, my dreams help me to write these books, because when I have dreams, I don't have ordinary dreams. I have dreams that are very magical. As often, my dreams take me to another dimension. When I dream, I remember my dreams, and I actually say, I know that this is a dream, but my dreams are just, they're on another level, to be honest. They really are. I have a dream about the world coming to an end, and I'm in a protected part of the universe, and I can see the whole thing just colliding. That's why I read this book. I actually have visions sometimes. I used to have visions that I was wearing a spiritual necklace around my neck. So that's how I was able to write a lot of these. My books come from my dreams, to be honest with you, and research. And also, when I started meditating, I started opening up things, my kundalini, my energy centers, everything. I could see things that other people couldn't see. So this is what really helped me to write these books. Are just, I can't believe I write them.
You are incredible. Because
there's more to me. There's more. There's more. There's more. But that's just. I've done lots of different courses.
You haven't begun. You haven't even yet begun.
That's why I don't have no contact. I've got rid of even friends. I have actually banned 4 of my friends and my cousins. I have no one. I'm actually living in isolation because I need to have nobody around me until I sort out my life. Because
this is for you. Listen to this, Tracy. This is God's reign. Absol featuring Scissor. This is God's reign. Absol featuring Scissor. You are in the new earth already.
And they were from Andromeda, and the course tells her, you are now and you are. Hey! That you need to be more confident, and that I know who you are, and I've access to your books, your Akashic record books, so I know exactly who you are.
So why did you go celebrate? Tell us again, spiritually, why did you go celebrate?
Because I've had all these horrible toxic relationships where these men just hated me. They really treated me very badly. They're horrible to me. They were jealous of me. And I thought, I can't do this anymore. Since I was 17, I've been in these horrible relationships with people. It always turns out bad where they're jealous of me. They say toxic things. They're trying to drain me. And I said to myself, I can't do this anymore. I need to now focus on myself and building myself up, because I've been really physically ill. I've been dysregulated. I had breakdowns. I had issues with my nervous system because of all these terrible traumatic relationships with these demonic people. So I said, that is it. No more.
You are amazing. Because what you are is a warrior.
Yeah, I am.
And you are evidence for everyone listening of what's possible when you use celibacy strategically.
Don't get involved with these people. Don't. They'll kill you right there and then, and they'll watch you suffer, and wow.
That's exactly it.
They hate you, actually. If you're in a relationship with a narcissist and you're an empath, they hate you.
That's exactly it.
Tell you, but they actually hate you.
That's exactly it. Look, Tracy, let me tell you this before you go. There's no one like you. And I'm looking forward to seeing your book at the British Library. And may all the abundance assigned to you to enable you to do your work multiply and show up. Because what you are is a powerful warrior. You understand what I'm saying to you, my dear sister?
Yeah.
So big up yourself and keep fighting the good fight.
Now tell me, I'm a queen, so did you say I belong to the Egyptian line?
Sekhmet.
Right. That's what I belong to.
Yeah, man. Sekhmet. It is calling you, and that's why you wrote about it. That what you wrote about was a soul imprint. So start looking into that. You understand me?
Yeah.
And I'm sending you lots of love and good vibrations. You understand? And come back anytime.
Thank you.
We appreciate you, Tracy. Big up yourself, yes?
Thank you.
Peace and light. Peace and light. You heard it. The moment she became celibate, she started to write all these books. All these books. And before she started to write the books, her partner said, "You can't write anything, Metrogor. Ja, we have to break the curse. You said it. Fly him on back. There's no one like you. Protect the guidance. One love. Liz, I'm glad you're paying attention. Arbang, I'm sorry this has happened to you. Christina, this is exactly it. That you begin to wake up from the illusion, from these harvesting. This is how you come to your truth. You get me? So that's the information, right? Hey, Red Fashion, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Tell us what's on your mind. What's been happening to you with this whole celibacy business?
Okay, so I remember getting into a relationship, and the day when you start dating, and then after a while, there's this moment that you kind of feel like we're going to be intimate. I remember, like freshening up and getting ready, and then as I was, getting ready, I kind of felt as I'm looking in the mirror, this is a feeling that I got. I'm about to sign a contract that I did not, that I kind of felt like I was getting ready and, nervous, but at the same time, I never had this before. The feeling of, girl, like there was a voice within myself that said, girl, have you read the little notes? Have you read and I was like, I have to get ready, man. I have to just, it's time, it's time. We've been dating for now, it's 2-3 months in now. So it's, you have to get to it now. But the feeling of, I'm about to sign a contract, I never had that feeling. And I also remember feeling a massive discomfort as I was experiencing this.
Mm-hmm.
So that relationship lasted for 3 years. And my God, if you would see pictures from before and after that relationship, I was just completely devastated, completely broken, appearance-wise, everything, just the energy completely drained.
Mm-hmm.
And when I ended that relationship, it was very difficult to end. I kind of felt like I was so broken down that I felt like if I do this one more time, same feeling 3 years later, as I'm getting ready, I'm in the bathroom, I had this feeling, tonight you can break the contract by not doing this. Tonight you can break the contract. You've learned the lessons, you're completely broken, there's so much to heal from, but break it tonight. 3 years ago, you couldn't. You were in a hurry. Now, what do you want to do? And that was the moment that I kid you not. Brand new lingerie, everything that I just kind of bought to just, like to impress, because I was so broken down. I fell in the trap of impressing the person, impressing. I kind of felt, I put everything back in the bag. I left and to never be seen again.
Wow.
It was completely blocked, no contact, and done, over with.
Wow.
And then now we're 3 years later of completely, have gone without, completely celibate, and to restore and replenish everything that I've lost and to come back stronger. And I can tell you, it's done wonders to take that time. After heartbreak, you kind of want to jump back in and feel like, okay, I need to find somebody else who can, and there's plenty. That's the other thing. It's like when you are so heartbroken, everywhere you go, there are other, it's like, how do you say that? When you have like vultures or like hyenas, when they're waiting for you, you're already broken.
Yes.
They're not gonna go and hunt for they're not gonna go and look for the strong animal. They're gonna go for the one that's already wounded.
Ooh.
And I was like, okay, what I need to do now is no party, everything on silence. I need to get back to me, because if I continue this way, I'm going to be destroyed.
Hey, Red Fashion, this is Your House by Steel Pulse. Your house. This is my house. Your house. Steel Pulse. This is for you. I wanna live in your house. This is what self-love looks like. This is what self-love looks like. You went from new lingerie to no, I am sacred.
Absolutely.
And in that sacredness, I hear the clarity in your voice.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're no longer seeking external validation from these hyenas.
Exactly.
And you've reclaimed your sacred womb.
Mm-hmm.
This is the power of the divine feminine, Red Fashion.
But I have to tell you, I'm really scared now. Now that I have this, I want to protect myself. Like everywhere I go, I kind of feel like, because it feels so good to be close to me, and I kind of feel like I don't want to waste that. I don't want to give that energy away anymore. Because
you've come into divine union.
Is that what you mean? Is that what they say when like the divine masculine, divine feminine get together? Is that it?
Because we are in the place now where at the aligned time, the divine masculine for you will find you, or you will find him. It's a math equation, because you see, you don't attract who you want, you attract who you are. So when you see yourself as a victim, then the hyenas come after you. But when you realize that you are sacred, then the sacred masculine finds you, or the sacred feminine finds you. Because we are all...
Can it be same sex as well? I mean,
exactly, it can be, yes. Sacred masculine, feminine person, transgender, whatever the person is, we're talking about the quality of the heart. Has nothing to do with sexual orientation. Yes, the quality of the heart, that's the qualification.
Okay, but how does it work then if you have like a same sex? I kind of feel like can the same apply?
I'm a masculine and I live firmly in my feminine.
Really?
Energy work is feminine. What do you think this is?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is I'm in my feminine. Completely in my feminine.
May I ask what your zodiac sign is?
I'm intuitive and internal. That's all feminine energy. Of course, I can be type A and masculine, but I'm totally in my feminine now in the era of toxic masculinity. I'm loving being in my feminine energy. So yes, it doesn't matter as long, because we all have the polarity of male and female within us. All of us. All of us. And so it's about which energetic dimension you connect to and what's the clarity of your heart. Because
I've been studying like zodiac signs,
Uh-huh.
and I kind of feel like you have like masculine signs and feminine signs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm an Aquarius. It's very different. I have the Scorpio rising, so I do feel the feminine within me is like screaming, and she was the one that actually stopped the whole thing.
Yes.
But do you think that? I mean, are you familiar with zodiac signs?
A little bit, yes.
So, do you think that this theory might be correct, that like masculine signs, whether you're a female or a male, can actually be attracted to males that are actually feminine signs?
You know, you're talking about the law of polarity. So polarities exist in all of us: negative, positive, good, bad, male, female. So when you understand that we are dealing with the electronics and the mathematics of polarity, it doesn't matter what your sun sign is when you were born. It is useful to know what your Akashic records say and what your birth chart says. But ultimately, all of us have, because let me put it this way: the divine mother father is genderless. The mother father has no gender.
Exactly. Yeah.
Has all genders and no gender. That's why sometimes the mother is referred to as Mary, sometimes Ogun, the father. That's the mother father, genderless. So we don't want to get trapped in the politics of gender. Anything that separates is not awakening. Where anything that unifies is true awakening. So it's about coming into union, Red Fashion. Do you see what I mean? This is the whole game, and you've cracked the code. So trust your journey, trust your wisdom, and become strengthened by your feminine energy, not repelled by it, because your strength is your feminine energy, which you can use strategically to balance your masculine. Knowing that we live in a current framework that has made masculinity de facto and has demonized femininity. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you?
No, absolutely, but because to be honest, it's actually very funny to say this, because it's not funny, but it's well, I can't find the word, but it's the relationship that I had was actually same sex relationship. It was with another woman.
Yes.
So that's I wanted to leave that part out, but now that you said, now that we're there, I have a better understanding now.
You got it.
So it's I always feel like I have this masculine within, and that this masculine is always like, this is the one that wants to flirt and wants to go out.
Yes.
But then I have this Scorpio feminine within that goes like, have you lost your marbles? We're not going to do that. You're just gonna stay put, and you have to behave yourself.
Yeah.
And that's the voice within
Yes.
that actually guards me and actually helps me to navigate. And I've only been able to tap into this through pain.
That's right.
I kind of feel like this masculine got me in a lot of trouble.
Yes.
And then the feminine stepped in.
Exactly.
But the masculine was just too powerful.
Because the masculine came from your trauma, and you used the masculine to protect you. That's how you navigate it. Don't you see the game?
Absolutely. But that's the thing. It's like, I feel like my mom is also masculine. She's Sagittarius. She's masculine. My dad is Pisces, and he's very feminine.
Yeah.
But he's very manipulative. And my mom is always on the go and adventurous, and So I feel like I got lost as a child in the middle.
Yes.
And now that the masculine is the driver, but I kind of feel like the wisdom of the feminine is so important, because you're nowhere if I didn't stop and listen to that voice, because it's the same voice that when I started this conversation and said, the voice that said, are you sure you wanna sign your name on this contract? And that I ignored, remember?
That's right.
And then 3 years later, that voice was, you see where you are now?
Yeah.
You see what kind of trouble we are now?
That's right.
So you still want to continue, or you're going to put your laundry right straight back in the bag and just return everything and go home?
You got it.
That's it.
You got it.
I kind of feel like it's very important to listen to that.
You got it. You've cracked the code, and I want to encourage you to keep cracking the code. And I'm celebrating you. You're welcome back here anytime, Red Fashion. You hear me?
Yes, thank you so much.
Keep us sending one love, yes?
Okay, one love, bye.
All right. Yvonne, how you doing?
dialogue this morning. You've had some brilliant people on, and I so appreciate their honesty and their stories.
I'm so glad. And I want to hear what your reflections are on this topic, on celibacy as a tool for ascension. What do you have to say about this? What's been your journey with this, if you want to go there?
Again, it is another tool that we have that has not really been utilized. But I think with so many people being hurt right now with just what society standards are as far as relationships and what you see, how everything is sexualized, for people who have experienced narcissistic relationships. And I know there's nobody in this world that has not scanned that topic, but a lot of people don't realize what it is. So to become celibate is so much power. And you take back a part of you that you freely gave away unknowingly to people that didn't deserve it, number one. And it's such a powerful force that you're giving away so much of yourself energetically. You're giving away energy to people that really don't know what they're doing with it. It's like if you have a toddler, you would not hand them your keys and say, okay, drive mommy to the store.
Oh.
You don't give people that kind of power that can't handle it. For my personal experience, I have been celibate for almost 7 years, and I have grown so much in that time. Now, I do have to say that the sex part is really the last part, because there's an intimacy, an energetic intimacy that you have with someone before you even do the act of sex. And the last relationship that I came out of, we never had sex. We were together for 3 years, and we did not sleep together. But there was an intimacy energetically that he still was able to come into my life and act narcissistically. Even though there was not that physical intimacy, there was an energetic intimacy. So you still have to set healthy boundaries if you're not committing a sexual act with someone, because if you allow them energetically in your space, you have that emotional intimacy with them, you can still experience the same nativity as someone that you could physically have sex with. So we need to make sure that we understand that too. You cannot be intertwined with someone in a bed, but you can be intertwined in your mind and in your heart with other people. So that has been my recent experience.
Wow. What have you realized about yourself going on this fast, this abstinence journey? What does it reveal to you about you, Yvonne?
It's revealed to me that I don't need validation from someone.
Ooh.
It's revealed to me that I am smarter and stronger and healthier than I have been in years. It has improved my life to where I can think for myself and communicate. It has totally removed a lot of static in my communication with the Most High Father and Mother. I don't hear a voice that doesn't belong in the conversation.
Whoa, I don't hear a voice that doesn't belong in the conversation. Woo!
Yes, yeah. And a lot of times that voice is your flesh. It's not other people, it's you. Okay? I don't know if you guys do this, but I talk to myself, and I can talk to myself out loud or within my mind, and that's how I regulate myself, and that's how I know who's speaking to me.
So what do you say?
Is it me?
Is it me, or is it my flesh?
Is it my flesh, or is it an outside spiritual force?
Interference.
Yes. And sometimes that comes through other people.
It does. So what do you say to someone who is struggling with celibacy? They try it, then they fall off, then they try it, then they fall off, or are still entangled. What do you say to them? This is a serious business.
It's one step at a time.
One step at a time.
Don't try to eat the whole elephant. Take one bite at a time. Give yourself some slack. Like I said, it's going on like almost 7 years for me. don't look at my story. Think of it as your story, doing it one day at a time. If you make it a month, 2 months, give yourself some kudos.
That's right.
You know, every win is a win. You know, don't be too hard on yourself. And so don't give up the fight. Don't give up. And just recall, if you have to write it down, if you journal it, keep notes. Just remember your successes, no matter how small, is still a success. So don't give up.
You know, what I've learned about what you just said is the importance of divine union, coming into union with the voice within. And the price of sacrificing the flesh, even if it's short term, is completely worth coming into clarity and union with the spirit within. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel my intimacy is with the Most High. And I don't want to jeopardize that. Because Most High has been here, people have not. And even if a connection with someone sexually that should not have been, Most High was there as well.
Wow.
Waiting for me to wake up and say, you deserve,
Wow.
So Most High was, so now the intimacy is right now between me and the Most High. And the physical part of it, the longer that you deny yourself that flesh, like if you, I think, say you're fasting food, the longer you're in it, the less food means to you.
Exactly.
And when you go back to it, you have to go back slow. You can't go back and eat feta after you've been on a 40-day fast.
Exactly.
It will make you sick.
Exactly. Exactly. You said
so
it.
When you're celibate, if you do break it, you'll see that. You'll feel it. Wow, I should not have done this. And that right there, is not. But the big. That's what because when you feel that way, you're like, man, I don't want to do this. No, I'm just no.
Exactly.
So being truthful with what you feel, and sometimes feeling what you need to give.
You know, everything you said feels so sacred because it is sacred. And I think the exhortation is this is serious. This is a serious walk. It's a serious journey, and this is what this is what it takes. It's not about using the words and acting the part. It's actually about embodying it, and this is what it takes. It's a real purge. It's a real purge. You know?
And you know, when you think about, and I'm going to use the Bible as a reference.
Yeah.
We are brides. If you're using the Bible, we're a bride. I'm already a bride. I've already been bought and paid for.
That's right.
So who I'm giving myself to has to have the approval of the Most High.
You said it.
He's going to have to approve of who I'm going to intimately on a level already to a degree.
You said it.
He has my heart. He has all of me. I does. So whoever I engage with energetically, sexually, he's not a person.
That's exactly it.
You know, because we are his bride. And just read the book of Psalms and the Solomon, you know, he talks about how much he loves us. So think about how much you're actually loved. When you are committing that act, it is something so sacred and so special because it has the approval of the Most High.
This is such a beautiful transmission because that's exactly what it is, Yvonne. And I think you've helped a lot of people listening to this, right? Even if it's one person, because this is about an example of what it takes to embody real awakening. And it's not a joke. To walk this divine walk requires purification of the self. And purification of the self is a day-by-day thing. And it's hard. And you have to stick to it.
In the right circumstances has the ability to create life. So why do we think that's so light?
Exactly. And that's why we channel it into birthing our purpose.
Exactly.
This is exactly it. That's exactly it. Always a pleasure, Yvonne. Thank you so much. And sending
Same
you
here.
positive energy and lots of love and wishing you the best for the weekend. Yes. One love, one love. Good to see you.
You too. Thank you.
Peace. You heard it. You heard it. Yvonne said it all. Yvonne said it all. You see? And I have to tell you, I am holistic. Thank you so much for your patience. I know you've got some wisdom. Tell us what's been happening to you, I am.
First of all, I want to say thanks for playing Still Pulse. I love Still Pulse.
Jalo.
And I'm not Jamaican. But
you know what? It's an energy. And you know, as you're speaking right now, the song that I'm playing, this is from their first album. This song is called Blasphemy. Still Pulse. Blasphemy. Sila. Yeah. Sila. This is from the very first album, Tribute to the Martyrs. So you brought it in. You brought it in. But before you chant the psalm, tell me how you doing today.
Actually, I'm great. I'm glad that I guess you're on my FYP somehow, and Spirit brought me right into this space, and I'm loving it. So I feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So tell us about your journey with celibacy, how you've used it, or how you've thought about it, and what it's meant for you.
I don't know why Spirit brought me in on that subject because I'm not necessarily practicing celibacy.
Yeah.
I am practicing abstinence right now.
Tell me about it. Tell us about it, if you don't mind.
So I'm choosing not to give of my essence to someone that doesn't deserve it, right? So I'm solo dolo right now by choice. So that's, the main reason why I'm abstinent. I don't have anyone to share that with. I'm being very selective. But can I share with you some of my energies, like my zodiac,
Yes.
To understand where I am.
Yeah.
I'm actually studying Egyptian yoga tantra. You know anything about that?
Yeah, I practice Kemetic yoga.
Kemetic yoga. Oh. Yes. I followed you. I got to try. Nice. Yes, I'm studying that. I'm a novice. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I'm intrigued, most definitely. So anyway, by nature, I include a certain level of sensuality, and I'm not saying that as a brag. That's just what I've heard. Okay, and then as I began to become more aware of who I am, being more aware of myself holistically, physically, mentally, spiritually, and all of that, learning Reiki, right? I was doing Reiki on myself. I didn't realize that's what it was, but I do now. And I was touching myself without touching myself. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Yep. And this whole feeling came over me. I wasn't expecting it, but it was definitely spiritual. But I felt the tingle, I felt it, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
And I wasn't touching myself. I physically touching myself.
Exactly.
I just was doing the energetic thing with my hands, and that wasn't really intentional. I was trying to heal from something, and I just started, doing Reiki or whatever. And so I learned a lot about my body or myself holistically when that happened. And it was truly amazing. And when I was intimate with someone, a short while ago, I think that I was more trying to please him, but I wasn't there spiritually. Mentally, I was not stimulated. And so it was just an act, right? I realized that SEX is more than intercourse, right? And I've known that part for a long time. I was married and I had 3 children, so I know it's a lot more than intercourse. But when you really tap into the divine, when you tap into the spiritual part of it, it's so deep, right? And so anyway, let me just tell you. So I'm an Aquarius, right? That's my sun sign, and so I don't know if you know much about the characteristics of an Aquarius. But definitely humanitarian, weird sort of, you know what I mean, eccentric type, you know, goes against the grain type of thing. So I'm not really into dogma, like this is how we should be. You know, if you're a spiritual person, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that, right? So that's one part of me. And then I'm a life path 5, right? So about change, that kind of goes hand in hand with my sun sign as well. My life path number 5, so about change and for the better, right? And also I learned when I was very religious for a long time, for over 30 years. I used to teach the Bible and all of that. And I'm so not that today. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I'm just not religious. And I know it's cliche. People say I'm spiritual, I'm not religious, but I truly am more spiritual than ever, but more connected to the divine, to God within. And I know that God, like, if that's what you believe, source, spirit, operates through me. And so I feel that, okay, let me go back. When I had my numerology reading for the first time, right after, you know, deconstructing from religion, the gentleman said that my past life, because he did like a full reading, he said my past life, I was Heteru Kadesh. And so I looked up Heteru, which is the evolved segment, basically. And Heteru was sensual, very compassionate and healing, about love. And so it makes a lot of sense why I am the way I am. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
I'm all over the place.
You're not at all. You're not at all. What you're saying, what I'm hearing you say is, in my divine feminine nature is a lot of sensuality.
Yes.
And sensuality is a spiritual walk, because you realize most spiritual people are sensual, because the spirit is about the senses. So spirit will use your sensuality, healthy sensuality, to attract those assigned to you. And those assigned to you are mesmerized by the spirit because it is sensual, which is different from sexual.
Right.
And nothing wrong with sexual either. But what you're connecting to is a realization that you are steeped in your divine, feminine, sensual energy. And you're not afraid of it. So that's the Kundalini energy.
Yes.
And because you're comfortable with it, you're able to make decisions that serve the Heteru segment in you. And your morality is based on self-validation, self-initiation. Do you see what I mean? And this is because you've gone through a process of healing your womb. Imagine you have healed your womb.
Oh yes, absolutely.
You have purified.
Healing process.
Yes,
not
but
quite healed yet, but in the process.
But I can feel. I'm telling you what I'm telling you. So not only because you've healed your womb, you are positioned as a priestess to help other divines heal their wombs as well.
Do you feel that? Do you feel that?
I just told you that.
I mean, do you feel me like right now?
I'm telling you what I'm feeling, what I'm intuiting. Your job is to be Harriet Tubman for those who need to cleanse their wombs, who are called compromised wombs. That's what you do. That's why you have to go have that medicine yourself. Don't you see the whole kit and caboodle, the whole game?
I'm almost in tears.
Oh, why?
That really resonates, that touches me so deeply to hear someone else say it. And because that's what I'm feeling. And I'm in this job that I've been doing for 11 years. and I know that this is not where I'm supposed to be, but the Virgo in me is like, you have to be responsible. You have to have.
Let me tell you what's going to happen. And Dawn Marie, how you doing? Here's what's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
You're being prepared for your purpose, and you're working on it. And every day you work on your purpose will immediately accelerate you being ejected or removed from your current job. And that's because if you work on your purpose every day, you are activating that purpose for Sekhmet to push you into that, even if you're not ready. But if it remains lip service or something you kind of do sometimes, then you're going to be stuck in the matrix. The next level to the matrix is to nurture your health and wellness practice every single day. And in so doing, you are giving a message to the universe that you're worthy of being paid to be you, that you're ready to be used as a vessel. And in that process, there's some difficulty. You will lose some things, but you gain yourself and everything, all your inner riches. It's all the abundance is encoded in your purpose. That's why you've gone through everything you've gone through. Don't you see the whole game, my dear sister?
I see it. I feel it. I'm wearing it. Oh, wow. Can I share this as well?
Yes, share this real quick, and we have to end the live, but go for it real quick. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
The divine feminine, when you mentioned that, I've been looking into that as well, and I learned looking into numerology, divine adds up to 9, and 9 is a universal number. It's an energy that encompasses all of the numbers before that.
Yeah.
Right? And it's so powerful. And I don't, like I said, I don't know if you're into numerology.
Yeah.
Into it, and then so with the feminine, divine feminine, it's not about, like you said, it's not about gender. It's genderless.
Let me tell you what you're saying. 2025 is a year 9, right?
9, yes.
So don't you see the synchronicity that just happened for you, my dear sister? Don't you see it? You want me to spell it out? Didn't you just see the sacred geometry? Huh? Did you see that? Did you see the sacred mathematics, or do we need to spell it out?
I love it.
This is how Sekhmet communicates to you. We're angels for each other. And what I'm telling you is your purpose is activated. So stop playing. Stop playing makeup. Stop playing house and move into the throne. Move into your house. Stop playing house and move into the house. And trust. Just like a bird trusts that the branch will hold it, and if the branch breaks, the wings will hold it. You see, the divine requires trust. And trust requires knowing. And knowing is based on seeing the journey of those who've come before you, who've activated it. Every seeker who is in a path of embodiment went through the same thing that you are. A destruction before order is rebuilt. But you don't want to go through the destruction because you just want to stay with your comfortable illusions, my dear sister.
Thank you. I needed that reminder.
Oh, we're in this together, and come back anytime, right? Anytime. And I'm sending you lots of love wherever you are. You hear me?
I got you.
One love, one love, one love, one love, one love. So this is the story, my people. Thank you so much, Brett. I appreciate you more than you realize. Yvonne, there's no one like you. No one. And for those listening, Retrogore, everybody, Space Indigo, Christina, I just want to thank you all, everybody. Ja, everybody, Fly Mom back. And just an announcement, I have a weekend masterclass that'll be held between, I want to say June 4th to June 6th. And if you want to be part of it, just register before May 25th. You can find details at innermileage.com. This is going to be a live masterclass on Zoom, a weekend class, right? Where we're going to be going into everything narcissists and how to uncover and overcome that. A masterclass live with me. So spots are limited. Enroll at innermileage.com. This is a live masterclass. And I just want to say, give thanks to you. One love to you. Ellie, one love to you all. Peace and light. And remember, you are sacred. This avatar, although temporary, is sacred. So treat it as such. And this is where abstinence or celibacy or both come into play. Now, abstinence doesn't have to be a forever thing, but it's how you use it as a tool, as Yvonne said, a tool of discernment. You see me? Am I talking to somebody? Somebody tell me if this made sense. Does this resonate with you? So if it does, I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we'll be back here on Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Remember, if you want more, check out the masterclass at innermanage.com. And we'll be back here again on Monday morning. Sending much love and much light to you wherever you are. Keep shining your light because there's no one like me, which means there's no one like you. You get me? One love, yes? One love, one love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.